Welcome back, constant readers and bookworms. This is Final Girl Horror. I'm Chelsea. Today's video is all about the summer books that I purchased. If you watched the update video, I've been sick, so this video is really late. Summer ended September 22nd, I think it was. We are now almost a month later in October. I've got 33 books in this book haul. It's pretty massive. I haven't bought this many books in a long time. So let's get started. The first book, this will definitely be a future reading list for the channel. Everybody, at least that I watch on BookTube, is talking about this book. It is Grady Hendrix, Paperbacks from Hell. Very cool cover. This is like an in-depth look at just classic horror novel paperbacks. The way I'm going to do my Paperbacks from Hell is if they picture the book in here, I will be reading it. So that's how that's going to work. Alright, next, I don't know when I will be starting this series, but I have all the books now. This is Greg Iles, The Devil's Punch Bowl. This is, I think, the third. I think it's the third book in the Pen Cage. I think that's it. Pen Cage is the main character. It follows him. I think there's like 6 books total, 7 books total. I finally have them all. The first classic, George Orwell's 1984. Although the way things are going, this might be like reference material soon. This one I had a classmate tell me about. I have never read any of this author's books. It sounds interesting. This is Harlan Coben's Win. Evidently there's a Netflix series about it. It sounds interesting, so I got it. This is another recommendation from a friend. I never heard of this book. Evidently it is a like sequel to Bram Stoker's Dracula, and this is Kim Newman's Anno Dracula. Next on the list, I bought this just because of the cover. I saw it in the horror section. I read the back. It sounds really cool. It's got an endorsement by Grady Hendrix. It's Kim Newman, Something More Than Night. Check out that cover. This is by the same person who wrote Anno Dracula. This one I picked up because I like the cover on it, and it sounded, very interesting. This is 12 Nights at Rotter House by J.W. Oker. This one I heard about on a YouTube video. It wasn't a booktuber, it was a guitarist that was talking about it. I do play guitar. I love music. I originally wanted to do a music channel, but I didn't want to have to deal with copyright infringement and getting demonetized and all that. So I do books. But this is E.N.S. Port, The Birth of Loud. This is kind of like the history of Fender and Gibson guitars. I don't know if I'll put this on the channel, but way back when this channel first started, a couple of you wanted to see all the books that I buy, regardless if they were going to be on the channel or not. So that's why I'm showing it. This one I got just because the title and the cover. The title is awesome. The cover is awesome. And it sounds really cool. This is Edgar Cantero's Meddling Kids. Total Scooby-Doo vibes. Alright, this next one is actually a series I've been wanting to read for a long time. I never have read it. Larry McMurtry's Lonesome Dove Saga. So book 1. And this really irritates me. I got this from Amazon. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I got this nice little crease right across the cover. Thanks, Amazon. I even complained about it in my review, and they told me that my review was more about shipping and damage than it was a product review, so they took it down. And I don't remember the order you read these in, but yeah, you have Lonesome Dove, you have Comanche Moon. These all have really cool covers. Dead Man's Walk and Streets of Laredo. Here is another classic, William Golding, Lord of the Flies. I read this as a kid. I loved it. This is these new Penguin Deluxe classics they're putting out, so they don't have the traditional black spine with the white band. These are all deckled. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not. They're all deckled edges. They have the French flaps. I have quite a few of those. The first hardback is one of the new Star Wars. This is Delilah S. Dawson, Inquisitor, Rise of the Red Blade. Very cool cover. And then we have another new Star Wars. This is Sam Maggs, Star Wars Jedi Battle Scars. And this is a tie-in with the new video game. We have another classic. I've always wanted to read this book. Never have. So this will be a first. Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island. And this copy is just amazing. It's got all this gold foil pages. It's got the ribbon bookmark. It's got the skull and bones on the inside. I believe this also has illustrations. Can't wait to read this one. This one I bought in the horror section because of the cover. I thought it was really cool. It's Jimmy Giuliano, Dead 11. I love the old VCR tape cover. The story sounds really cool as well. Have another Star Wars. This is part of the High Republic storyline. This is Path of Vengeance by Cavan Scott. This, I can't wait to do a book review on this because I've done so much research on this next book. It gets a bad rap, the author gets a bad rap, and I hope to be one of the few booktubers out there, because there are some out there that help set the record straight. This is probably one of the most controversial books that I will ever do on this channel. And that is Chandler Morrison, Dead Inside. The cover is just fantastic. It is a short little book. I will probably put this on the channel very soon. It will probably be a more lengthy video because of all the controversy that I have to talk about. Next, I don't know if this will ever get on the channel or not, but I've mentioned before that I'm a huge history buff. I used to be a history major, and this is the book that the movie is based on. This is Kai Bird and Martin J. Sherwin's American Prometheus, The Triumph and Tragedy of Robert Oppenheimer. The blockbuster film that came out during the summer. This is the book that movie is based on. This is becoming one of my favorite authors I have never read, just because they're fantastic covers. Grady Hendrix, We Sold Our Souls. I have got to get into Grady Hendrix. I have so many of his books I have not read yet. The next is Craig DeLuey, episode 13. This had an interesting cover that caught my eye. I read the synopsis. It sounds really like a really cool horror novel. So that's why I got it. Next one is a classic that so many people have recommended to me. I've never read it. I have a bunch of this author's books. Dan Simmons, Carrion Comfort. Very creepy cover. I heard this book is super creepy. Alright, these are two more. They're by the same author. The covers are what caught my attention, and then reading the back, what they're about. These are kind of like retellings or like new takes on classic stories. So this is Alice by Christina Henry. And it's kind of a retelling, or like maybe like a what if with Alice in Wonderland. And the next one is Lost Boy. And if you notice, it says the true story of Captain Hook. So this is like a retelling of Peter Pan, but the twist is Peter Pan is the bad guy, not Captain Hook. This one the cover caught my attention, and again, reading the synopsis, it sounded really good. This is Leopoldo Gout, Ghost Radio. Very cool cover. We have another classic, and this is another Penguin Deluxe Edition. This is a book that I've always wanted to read. Leo Tolstoy's Anna Karenina. Gorgeous cover. It's got the deckled edges. It's got the French flaps. This is another author that I have a bunch of their books. I haven't got to them yet. Stephen Graham Jones, Mongrels. I've heard so much about this book. I don't know how many like horror booktubers have said read this book, but I've seen this book over and over, so I finally got it. Next is Star Wars. This is another High Republic storyline. This is Cataclysm by Lydia Kang. Very cool cover. I am really enjoying the whole High Republic storyline. I know a lot of people don't like it. I think it's interesting. Next is another classic, and again, this is a Penguin Classics Deluxe Edition. I haven't read this book since I was a kid. I saw it. So Barnes and Noble had a sale on classics. That's why I have so many classics in here. You bought one, you got one, or you bought two, you got one 50% off, or it was buy two, get one free, some kind of deal like that. This is Herman Melville's Moby Dick. And just a fantastic cover. I love this cover. And again, it's got the deckled edging. It's got the French flaps. This next book, I have never read these books. I didn't even know until like 15 years ago that these were actually books. I found this at the bookstore on campus at the college that I go to, and it was only like, I think, 10 bucks. This is an illustrated hardback version of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. You get the first, I think it's 5 books. The first 6 books in one volume in this beautiful hardback. Check that out. I love the way this book looks. This isn't all of them. There's still, I forget how many more, but this is a good start. And the final book. Some of you may have been wondering, like, did I not buy it? I bought it. The master himself has put out another new book. Stephen King. Holly. This cover is so cool. I love this cover. It's a wraparound cover. And one thing I can't show on camera. I've tried a couple different times and it just doesn't work. This book cover glows in the dark. If you've bought this book, put it under some bright light and go into a dark room, and his name, the title of the book, all this yellow on the spine, it all glows in the dark. It's really cool. This is about Holly. I think her last name is Gibney. She's in she's in the current books I'm reading. End of Watch, Finders Keepers, Mr. Mercedes, the Bill Hodges trilogy. She's in, I believe, The Outsider. And now she has her own book. Really cool character. I'm glad she got her own book. She's super likable. One of my favorites in the Bill Hodges trilogy. That's all 33 books. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like. Comment below. Have you read any of these books? You look forward to any of these books being on the channel? What do you think of the new channel name, Final Girl Horror? Like, subscribe, ring the bell so you know when new videos come out. I try and put out at least 2 videos a month right now because I'm in school. I'm working my ass off to graduate. Hopefully, once I graduate, videos will come out on a regular basis. Until next time, read more books.